if you are considering to purchase the Veteran Sherman like I am, I believe that this video is for you because I basically ride for 4.5 hours this wheel in off-road, uphill, up the hill, in the middle of the cars. It was an amazing trip. I will tell you a little bit more what was the range that I could take out, and in the end how much battery I was still have on my Veteran Sherman in these extreme situations. But I'm also going to tell you what was the improvements they have already done, what I expect really soon to come out on the Veteran Sherman, and why I'm still waiting for those changes. If you want to know everything about it, stay tuned until the end of the video. Hi everyone, Marcus here from MedPack, and if you love tech and if you love discounts, this is the place for you. And today, once again, I'm riding the Veteran Sherman, and now with power pads. It should be a much better experience than last time, and obviously I'm going to test a little bit more of that issue that I told to you guys about the pedal dipping. Say hello to the camera. And this is basically an off-roading test also of the Sherman, trying to understand what I like and what I don't like. So we go by that way. 3 point something miles, no? Where is it? That one. Up the canal. Yeah. It's heavy. Obviously, I just ride that day, and after a couple of hours that I was riding, I felt much better. But now I just jump on it, and my right leg is sore from the last time that I used this one because the Sherman just hit my leg. But I'm out with some friends. I like it. I'm all about the tunnel. Me too. But this one is quite low. King size that you are used to see on the channel. And in front of me I have Troy. But I hope that you guys enjoy to be out with us. Oh, like it's so heavy. So before I show you another part of the trip, I want just to point it out other things that I felt when I was riding with this electric unicycle. And one of them is going uphill. I believe that this wheel have a lot of potential. If you have to go uphill on this place where we've been, it was like steep hills, and the wheel was just eating everything. And I was really impressed with the experience that I was getting. But when you go off-road and you need to go in a steep hill, it's much harder to do it with the Veteran Sherman than it is with, for example, the Gotway MSP that you could see on this video. When we talk about the tire, I believe that in a high-end wheels without suspension, I would love to see more often the knobby tire. And why is that? Because when we talk about a knobby tire, the PSE, the maximum pressure that you'll have on that tire, is lower than other tires. So we are comparing 33 psi against 40 to 45 psi. So what I'm saying is these tires, because obviously the inside of the rim is a 14-inch, it doesn't have, and it doesn't need so much pressure, and all the rubber that you have on that tire plus a lower pressure will give you much more comfort. Another thing that I want just to point it out, and that is related with the problems that you have on the Veteran Sherman, that can be an advantage. So what I'm saying with this is, even putting on the strong settings, you have a lot of pedal dipping. Ooh. But I will love that, for example, the experience that I have in strong mode will be the experience that I have in soft mode, because when you go off-road, and in this case when you are going to do a lot of long range without having to curve so much, I would love to have a settings that is like this one, because having a bit of pedal dipping and adjusting when you are accelerating and when you are braking is an advantage in the same way, because it's going to give you much more comfort. And I believe that the comfort that I felt during all this trip was related also with the issue that I felt when I'm riding in a city. So definitely something that you guys from Veterans should consider about is this strong mode be in the soft mode, and when I want a strong mode, I want a completely flat experience. I don't want my pedals to bend in front and backwards. This is the big problem of the Sherman, is going around. when you need to really curve 90 degrees is really uncomfortable. Another thing that I want just to point it out is how good is the idea to be able to sit. When you are doing these long trips and you just stop for a coffee or just for a smoke or whatever, in these times of pandemics, you are like in queues waiting to go inside the shop or something, you can just sit. And I would love that the next generations of Sherman could have like a softer material on the top that I don't have to attach a seat, because I'm not that kind of rider. When we talk about the trolley handle, is not the best trolley handle in the world, but it works quite well. It could be much stronger. That is the big disadvantage that you have. And also all the plastics that you find, they are really cheap, and this one just coming out of the box, the plastics was breaking out. So I was not really impressed with that. So like we could see in a good channel, Wheelers Pro, I really like that video. We can see that also the insulation on the Veteran Sherman could be much better. So you have weaker points, the screen is really weak. We can see now they have put some fuse for the battery, so you are safer in there. The cables that connects to the motors, now they are protected. Even that I'm not completely sure. Many problems that we saw of those cables completely get burned, I believe is because of the charging. Never buy a fast charging for the Sherman. Always use 2 chargers of 5 amps, because the cables, they will not allow above 5 to 6 amps. So definitely a good information that we could see on that video, and the Wheelers Pro continues to do that job because it's simply amazing. Let's talk about another thing that I like about the lights, and in the same time I really hate. So one of them is the front light have almost the design that I would love to see in the Electric Unicycle. So what I'm saying with this, I would like that the side lights that you have flashing lights could have the possibility to just turn on when you are curving. So if you are curving a bit for the right, it will turn on in white, and in that way is pointing and giving you more light to that side, and when you are curving to the other, it's going to turn on the left one. Let's talk about the rear light, and I have to say that I really don't like that one. I think the shape is horrible, the materials are horrible, but in the same time I love when you are curving is the only one that really shows me that you are changing direction. So definitely a pro that I found on that backlight. I really don't like the materials, is not really waterproofing, the water can go directly to your LEDs, so I'm not really convinced with it. And I'm not convinced at all of the 3.5 jacks. I believe they can't deliver the amount of energy necessary for the lights, because I believe that the front light could be even stronger, and I really don't like it because I think it's a weaker point where the water can go in. So let's talk a little bit more about this journey. I have to say that we get lost. We don't know where we are, but we will arrive there, and that is a good thing when you are using wheels with a good range. That is not a big concern. And I have to say I was not expecting to do so much road. It's simply amazing the stability that you have with the Sherman. It just flies. We've done a lot of uphill, and the wheel just manage everything, like no problem at all, no lack of power, nothing. And it's something that I thought that I will feel it, because the wheel is much heavier and it doesn't have the same torque in the beginning that you have with the MSP. Definitely not a problem. I think we are in the right track, no? I believe that we passed here before. But yeah, guys, check this out. Going uphill. There is not a problem with this wheel. This wheel just goes up, and this is like at least 25% of healing, and it just flies. So definitely something that I have to say that is simply amazing on this wheel. This wheel in normal road and going with the cars it's amazing, because you can think, I'm not going so fast, but the power delivery, it's really important when you are in the middle of the cars. So definitely a pro that you have with this wheel. And the stability, man, is something that you don't get with a different wheel. And now they simply disappeared. Oh, they are back. Maybe I just pushed too hard. The views here are simply amazing. We are really in the countryside here in the UK. My experience with the Fits is simply amazing. So my knees are okay, my back it's okay. So also something that I normally feel a lot of pain, I'm not feeling any pain at all. And the funny fact that is the first time that I have to say is I don't have any pain on my feet. And that is simply incredible. Maybe because also I'm going so fast that I don't have to be so much time on my heels. But the truth is, normally if I go even on the V11, that was the most comfortable wheel until today, this is definitely the most comfortable wheel that I tried until today. I just don't like this pedal dipping. It's really annoying. Unfortunately, the day was finishing and it was no light enough to continue to record with the GoPro Max. And I have to say that after 4 hours and a half riding off-road and going in the streets in the middle of the cars, I was simply in love with the Veteran Sherman. I believe that there are problems that I can't really accept on a wheel, and not having a software update is simply ridiculous in 2020. I think that that is the only thing that is really pushing me away to purchase today the Veteran Sherman. I could live with everything. I didn't felt that I was too close to the floor, going uphill, downhill, going off-road, going on the streets. I never felt any problems with the wheel. I was simply in love. Another thing, just to point it out, if you have a Sherman, on the cage now you have, on the bottom you have some screws, so you have to put some glue there because otherwise you are going to lose them. When we talk about the range, I have to say to you guys that I was super happy with it, because after 4 hours and a half riding super fast, I was still with 50% when my friends, they was already struggling with the MSP and with the MSX. It was already around 20 something percent of battery. Obviously, I was expecting more because we are talking about a wheel with 3200 watt hours when on the MSP is a 1800 watt hour. But even that, I had battery for a long period of time. Do I think that is the right moment to purchase the Veteran Sherman? And I have to say to you guys that I'm still waiting for another update. But if it's not possible to have a software update, I really want to see on the Veteran Sherman this issue of the pedal dipping solved. So the same way that I believe that I'm in this situation, more people are in this situation, because you don't want something that is still a problem, and since you purchase after you are not able to solve. But yeah, this was my thoughts about the Veteran Sherman. If you have any questions, please leave in the comments below. My name is Marco, this is Matt Peck. If it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash the thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one.